What's up, guys? We are not in the setup today. We are in my garage. It's time to unveil. Shout outs to Creality 3D. They hooked us up with a 3D printer and they were like, yo, why don't you print some Final Fantasy stuff? And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna print some Final Fantasy stuff. So this is the Creality Halot-Mage 8K 3D printer. I just got this thing set up. I got it all tested out and we are gonna be slapping this here USB in there. They have some pretty cool like default stuff that comes with the printer, like their own certified like prints that you can do. But I went online and I found a free Tifa statue that I wanted to print, and you can find some paid ones that are going to be in much higher quality, but I'll be linking in the description below exactly which ones I use. So if you guys like it, you can feel free to check it out for yourself. And also pinned in the comments below and linked below will be our link for you to get your very own 3D printer. I'm also going to be linking below in the description videos that I use to set this up, because if it's your first time setting it up, it can be kind of worrisome, but there are some great videos I found that made the process super smooth and easy. I did not feel like recording myself, like doing it again. That'll all be linked below for you guys to check out. It's also very important you guys wear nitrile gloves and a mask if you can, or make sure that you vent the hose out. This comes with a hose, and I do have mine vented out, but I'm not taking any chances. I'm making sure that I have all bases covered, because the resin, which is basically the ink that you use in this 3D printer, is pretty toxic, and nitrile gloves make it so that it doesn't actually seep through and touch your skin. What's up, guys? Real quick, it's Blitz here from the future. Actually, a few days have passed since I've done the 3D prints, but I did run into some errors on my end, and I want to make sure you guys don't run into those issues as well. So I do want to go through some necessary beginning steps that you guys need to do before you get started with this, and also get you all the right programs and stuff too, because you do need a little bit more stuff rather than just the STL files. So starting with this first, the printer itself does require you to level the plate. You probably don't have to right out of the box, but the instructions told me to do so, and I already did it, and I was like, whatever, I'm already committed. But there's a specific way that you have to level it, right? So it shows you right here in the video, because I don't feel like showing it myself, but basically you loosen these 4 bolts on top with the Allen key that they provided you. Get it really loose, and use your hand to fully loosen it. Make sure it's like completely not on there. Then you're gonna use this little paper, stack the paper on top of the LCD screen and hit the home button. It's gonna bring, this is gonna be slower by the way, it's gonna bring this plate all the way down to the lowest that it can go. Do not press, once it reaches at the bottom, don't press any other buttons on the screen. This was an issue that I made the mistake with, because I saw a video where a guy said the paper should not be moving. That's not the case. The paper can still move. You just want it to press home and go all the way down with it loosened. And when it's loosened, you put your hand on the metal plate just like this and tighten all 4 screws. But tighten them this way. The front right side, and then the back left side. And then the right side on the back, and then the front left side. You want to stagger it so this way you don't accidentally end up lifting the plate by tightening it incorrectly. That's kind of what happened, because it puts a lot more tension on one side and it will lift the plate. And you should see the paper itself will be kind of snug. You will still be able to move it, but as long as it's kind of like tight on there, you're good to go. And you can raise it back up and remove that paper off of it, and should be great to start. Now, the next important thing, guys, you have to go to their website and download the resin slicer program. It's called HaloBox. For Windows, you can download this one, and for Mac, you can download this one. After you get that program downloaded, now you can actually take your STL files. Like for me, I'm using cults3d.com. These are the 2 see this free, you can find free designs on here, which is pretty cool. But getting this Tifa statue right here, you can download it completely free. Same thing with this Bussy sword as well. Shout out to the creators of this. I'll be linking these ones in the description below, but you don't have to do these. You can do whatever else you guys want. Okay, now this is really important. When the zip file is finished downloading, you're gonna open it up and find the STL file, which is this Tifa one. Some downloads are going to have multiple files, like where the head, torso, and all that stuff is completely separated. Whereas this particular one, it's already combined together. So we're gonna open up HaloBox. This is the program, what it looks like. You're gonna drag your STL file in here. Let it load up a little bit on the bottom. And once that's done, it's going to showcase what the statue looks like. And you can use this little diagram right here to move things around and
click on the corners to see what it looks like on different angles. Right now, I mean, this is a pretty smaller design, so it's just perfect in the middle. But you could do different things right here. So once you click on it and have it highlighted, you can actually click and well, first of all, you can move it around. You can increase the scale. So if you want to make this Tifa model a little bit bigger, when it's purple, by the way, and it's showing a little bit of red, that means that it's not in frame, and that area that is red will not be printed. But if you let it go, it'll put it back together. You can also rotate it too. It's like a real sensitive, but you can also rotate it. You can rotate it by the degrees as well too. One thing to note, printing vertically, like if you have your printer, if you have your item standing, it will take a little bit longer to print. But with the supports, there will be less damage on the models, but it does take a little bit longer. However, you can print your stuff completely horizontal. Certain ones, honestly, it's probably better to print it horizontal, and it'll print much faster. Like this, instead of like, you know, with this basically being vertical, this will probably take like a good 6 to 7 hours to print. Whereas horizontal, this will probably take 2, maybe 3 hours. So it does cut down the time a lot, but you do have to, you know, worry about the quality a little bit. Sometimes there can be a lot of issues with the supports. But just for this video, we're going to stand her back up. Now, really important, I cannot stress how important this is. I made this grave mistake. So you have your STL file, you have it loaded on here. Make sure you go into the support tab over here. In the support tab, you need to, especially with this type of 3D printer, you need to have supports building with the model. So you go to support. I wasted the first day by not putting supports, and I was confused. Like, why isn't anything printing on here? I just keep getting flat images because it wasn't supporting and holding itself up as it built up the image. So what you're going to want to do here, online, I'm seeing a lot of people say they mainly use medium supports, so you can go that route too. Medium supports, and we're going to auto select it to do the supports. You can actually manually select where you want the supports to go, which will overall look way less than this. This just looks crazy. And the weird thing about this program, I don't know if anybody else has this issue, but I can't seem to go left or right on it. I have to go to prepare, then turn it so I could see it, and then go back into support. But yeah, you could actually delete some of the supports, like if you don't want certain ones in certain areas, and just clicking on them to remove them. Why is it not removing them? Now I look like I'm lying. I promise you this actually does work. Why? This is actually a lot of supports to have on it, but you do need the supports. It's going to look kind of crazy. It looks like a city that it's building, but this is extremely important so that your model will actually come to form. So we're just going to use this for now, but I promise you can actually change up the supports normally. I don't know why it's not deleting. I deleted them on other ones as well. You're going to want to hit slice, and sometimes you got to look on the bottom left here. Sometimes this yellow bar doesn't move and you have to reslice it. I've noticed I sat here for minutes before and it just didn't do anything, which is weird. But once you hit slice, it actually shows you right here how long it will take and how much resin is required. This will take about 35 milliliters of resin where you put in the vat. So this way, that's basically your ink. And the print time for vertical of this one is 7 hours and 28 minutes. It's quite a long time. It actually, I've had prints change, and like this will probably like add another hour and a half onto it, which is interesting. It'll change to like 9 hours or something. Oh, actually, very important to note, I completely forgot about this, but you want to also make sure you select which printer it is you have. On the top right, I have the Halot-Mage, but if you hit add, there's all kinds of different ones here from Creality that you can add. Make sure that you add the model that you are currently using, so this way it knows what space to allocate. There's other models on here too and stuff. Now, I do want to show you guys the difference if you print it horizontally, so I'm going to go back to support. See how the Tifa laying down. Now I'm going to do auto support. If it's horizontal, look at the difference in print time. It was 35 milliliters of resin and it was 7 hours and 28 minutes before. So now this is 27 milliliters and 3 hours and 5 minutes horizontally. There are some prints that you're going to want to do vertical, and there's some prints you're going to want to do horizontal. It all just depends on the time, if you want to do it overnight, or how much resin you have. Just keep that in mind. But when I did this Tifa print, I did it vertically, So you'll be seeing in the footage after this what it looked like after it was done vertically and how that went through. Now I'm going to delete the Tifa one and I'm going to add the Buster Sword. So same thing, we're going to grab the Buster Sword's STL. It'll tell me this model is too large. Do you want to scale it to fit its size? Hit OK because this is a massive Buster Sword that the original artist, I guess, was creating. But yeah, this is what it looks like. So I'm actually going to turn it to the side. I want to raise the scale a little bit. You know, I don't want to like print like a tiny Buster Sword or whatever, right? Very important to note here. Make sure you're paying attention to these markers here to show you where the ending points are for this, right? You don't want to go outside of this gray area here because then you'll be missing out on stuff and printing off the platform. And also, to avoid a mistake that I made, you do not want to have the supports on the incorrect side. I actually put the supports on the flat surface right here, and I actually kind of ruined my Buster Sword. I'll show you real quick what it looks like. This is my Buster Sword, right? It seems like it looks pretty cool, but if I turn it over, you can see, yeah, I put the supports on that side, and it kind of like messed it up. I could have put it here, and that would have been a little bit better, but realistically, the better side to put the supports on were here. The blunt side of the base, if the camera will focus. This makes it a little easier. It would be easier to smooth that surface out rather than this, and I kind of like ruined it. Basically, this is what I actually ended up doing, and that kind of ruined what the Buster Sword looked like. However, if you guys want to do this for yourself, let's raise the y-axis. No. And now we have it sitting right up. Gonna add some supports to it, and there you go. And you want to make sure, I cannot stress this enough, you do not want these to extend outer past this area. It does make it very difficult for it to grab on, and you'll see like there's some support in like interesting areas. Like they actually put the support to grab inside of here, which I guess it detects that it needs to hold that up, so it is what it is. And of course, this will take longer than it being flat. And then we'll slice that up. And you'll see it's 2 hours and 41 minutes for this one. With it flat, it's about an hour and 45 minutes. And 37 milliliters of resin. And when you save it, you'll see it's not going to be an STL file anymore. Ignore this, that's just in the file name. It turns itself into a CXDLPv4 file, which you need this in order for your Creality printer to read it. Save this onto the Creality USB that they gave you, or whatever USB it is you want to use, and then you can start printing. And now I'm going to jump back into the past before I made those items and show you the process of what they looked like after it was done. I ended up moving the printer from my garage into my bathroom just because it was annoying to have to keep going back and forth in the garage. My dog kept barking, and it was really hot in the garage. So I put it into my second bathroom, which has a vent and proper working fans and all that stuff. And I just use it in there for about a day or two.
All right, now it's going down. Still 1%. Remember, this one said it's going to take about 30 minutes. Why did it have to start from the top? Well, I guess it had to like know how far the tension has to be, right? So that makes a little bit of sense. Any minute now. It's getting closer. I don't know why I'm standing here holding this. It's not like it's just gonna like instantly make it. It's gonna be slow and take some time. So we'll wait and see. All right, it's finally made contact with the resin. Not gonna lie, that did kind of scare me. I thought it was gonna overfill, but I made sure not to overfill it. So you can see the image forming up top right there. I'm gonna let it do its thing. And then we're gonna come back and see what it looks like. Oh, look, actually it's lifting up now. It's still measuring. It's going up and down a little bit. Zoom little by little. All right, cool. GG's, I'll be right back.
So the Buster Sword finished here, and I took it off of the plate. How you take it off of the plate, you gotta actually chisel it off with one of the putty knives they gave you, and you'll see here it's attached to the support. Run it under some hot water to loosen up the support, make it a little bit easier to remove. So yeah, definitely make sure you do that. And after you remove the support, it pulls off pretty nice. It's kind of satisfying. You're gonna want to soak the actual Buster Sword or whatever it is you made in alcohol, 91 or 99% alcohol, to cure it. The alcohol curing process doesn't take too long. Once you actually, the best thing to do is soak it in the alcohol. Oh God, see how this looks? It's horrible. But I mean, it still came out okay. You soak it in the alcohol. I used a red solo cup because it fit the dimensions of the Buster Sword. And I let it soak for about a minute. And when I took it out, I ran a little bit of an older toothbrush through it just to fully clean all the resin off of it. Now for the Tifa design, you'll see it actually finished and it came out amazing. Like really, really well. This is what I was telling you about with all the supports. It looks crazy like a tower. Like why the hell is that one attaching to her dress? Come on, man. But no, for real, this stuff is kind of satisfying to remove. It feels amazing. I'll leave the sound in the next clip so you guys can hear what it sounds like. But I did kind of damage this one a little bit. I tore her shirt and I also damaged one of the belts. Okay, I'm actually an idiot. I forgot that I did not record myself breaking it off, but trust me, it sounds amazing. You can actually look up some videos to hear how it sounds. But this is what Tifa looks like. We still got to clean her, got to throw her in some alcohol, let her soak, and then clean her off with some warm water and brush her with the brush to get her looking all nice and neat. Showing a little bit of the vat, talking to the camera, and also showcasing my cleaning process too. Ah, yes. And now I can show you guys the stuffs that I made. Ooh. So first off, this is the Tifa right here. Actually came out pretty baller. I love this design, honestly. It's pretty cool. Even though I did damage the top, accidentally tore the suspender off of her. Badass. It actually stands up pretty well too. I can stand it here. You guys can see that. Yeah, look, it stands perfectly fine. They designed this really, really well. Again, I'll be linking in the description where you guys can, get these ones completely for free. Shoutouts again to the artist that did them. This is the Bussy sword that I showcased a little earlier with the tragic. Looks even worse today. What the hell happened? Oh my god. Oh, like trypophobia, just looking gross. Okay, don't even think about it. Well, look at this side. This is what it's supposed to kind of look like, man. It had like all these the cool lines, like the aesthetic from FF7 Remake. It looked really, really nice. I mean, I have a life size one in the back there. I also have another print that I did, which is pretty cool. This one I did run out of ink, so it could not finish his heel. So unfortunately, he cannot stand. But I did a Raiden. This came out pretty sick. This is really, really cool. You also see the sword didn't finish too. Can you see the tip? Hold on. Yeah, the sword's tip didn't finish. You can kind of see it a little bit like that. And he also doesn't have a heel back here. No heel. So he can't stand, unfortunately. He'll keep falling back. But I'm pretty sure I could probably fix that. It looks really cool. My girlfriend wants to paint these, so I more than likely will let her do it because I don't want to ruin them. Let's be real. And they feel great too. The quality, like these things feel super durable. Like you could break them with like a hammer for sure, but these could fall a bunch of times and they won't snap, right? Love the detail on Raiden. It looks really cool. I also got some other Metal Gear Solid ones. I got a Gray Fox one that's multiple parts that I'll be printing as well, which would be really cool. I'll also insert some footage here of me panning around what they look like and getting a little bit more of an up close for you guys. But again, shout outs to Creality 3D for sending your boy one of these printers. I'll be linking below in the description and also pinned in the comments where you guys can get one for yourselves too. We're working on getting an affiliate link with them. Don't worry, but if you really do want to get one, I'll be linking it below with all the necessary stuff from this video that you need in order to get started. But I do want to ask you guys if this was pretty cool. If you enjoyed these, we can make this a regular thing on the channel. Maybe once a week, you guys can send me maybe images that you guys have created on your own STL files, and I can 3D print them just to have them in the back or whatnot, and also obviously feature and shout you guys out for that too. I think that'd be really cool if you guys could send me some stuff, whatever you guys might find interesting. You know what I like. You know I like Metal Gear. You know I like Final Fantasy. Dragon Ball. I have a really cool Gohan Samurai that I'm going to be printing in a few days, but that's a lot of parts and might take like multiple days to do. But honestly, I did not expect 3D printing to be this goddamn cool. Like, I'm actually kind of addicted to it. I can't lie. It's so fun. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it as much. And it's not necessarily something I really thought about where I was like, I actually kind of want to go buy one. But actually learning and using these things, it's so satisfying when a print finishes and you're cleaning it and you're curing it, and it just feels really cool. Like, I just feel proud looking at it. Obviously, I didn't create the images, but it is just one of those things where it's just, I mean, look at it, bro. Look at this Tifa. it's amazing, even though I destroyed her outfit completely. My bad. Sorry, Tifas. I apologize, but man, all this stuff is pretty damn sick. Looking forward to making some other cool stuff. And I also would like to see other things that you guys made. So comment below and let's get a discussion going. Are you interested in getting a 3D printer? Do you have 3D prints also available? Check me out on Twitter and be sure to tag me in that as well. I would love to see what you guys have created. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More 3D printing videos are on the way and you do not want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.